The 2025 NBA playoffs didn't just entertain, they rewrote history. This wasn't your normal postseason drama. This was pure madness stitched into every quarter, every buzzer, every breathless moment. A buzzer-beating dunk that left jaws on the floor. A 55-point beatdown that made history books scramble for updates. Legends proving that age is just a number, and comebacks so unreal you'd think you were watching a scripted movie. Were you ready for the chaos that unfolded? Or did the playoffs this year completely wreck every prediction you had? Watch till the end, because today we're reliving the insane moments that remind us why basketball isn't just a game. It's a way we fall in love with it all over again. 1. Aaron Gordon's insane buzzer beater. Gordon pulled off against the Clippers. In Game 4, with the Nuggets desperately needing a win to avoid falling into a brutal 3-1 hole, Nikola Jokic, with his usual slow-motion genius, floated a lob that seemed almost lazy, until Aaron Gordon exploded toward the rim like a man possessed. Time froze for a split second as Gordon slammed it home just as the buzzer screamed, and the arena erupted into pure, unfiltered chaos. Fans jumped out of their seats. Teammates tackled Gordon in celebration. The Clippers stood there stunned, motionless, like they'd just seen a ghost rip out their souls right in front of them. Denver didn't just tie the series. They stole every ounce of momentum and punched the Clippers right in the heart. A dunk at the buzzer, in the playoffs, to tie the series. That's not just a highlight. That's a memory that will be replayed for decades, the kind you tell your grandkids about. 2. Cavaliers' 55-point destruction. When Cleveland faced Miami in Game 4, most people expected a fight. A gritty, hard-fought battle full of blood, sweat, and last-minute heroics. Instead, what they got was one of the most brutal demolitions the NBA playoffs have ever seen. The Cavaliers lit the heat on fire and didn't stop until only ashes and broken spirits remained. A Sazar Minks-Niol Kutoyel Nyolk Van Harum final score. A 55-point annihilation, the largest margin ever recorded in a series-clinching playoff game. It wasn't even competitive after the first few minutes. Cleveland moved the ball like poetry in motion, made every shot look effortless, and turned every defensive stand into a Miami nightmare. You could see it on Miami's faces. Confusion first, then frustration, and finally the hollow-eyed stare of pure defeat. It wasn't just a win. It was a psychological evisceration. It felt like Cleveland wasn't just advancing. They were making a loud, violent announcement to the rest of the league. We're not here to play nice. We're here to break dreams. 3. Al Horford's timeless block party. When people talk about playoff legends, they usually talk about the young guns or prime superstars. But in Game 4 against Orlando, it was Al Horford, a 38-year-old warrior, who turned back the hands of time. Horford didn't just defend, he dominated, recording 5 thunderous blocks and tying Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record for the most blocks by a player his age in playoff history. Every time Orlando thought they had an easy bucket, Horford's hands said, "Not tonight." You could hear the crowd erupt every time he sent another ball flying. It wasn't just defense, it was pure defiance. In a league obsessed with youth, Horford proved there's still magic in experience, still gold in grit. 4. Knicks versus Pistons, the no-call chaos. In the dying seconds of Game 4 between the Knicks and Pistons, chaos ruled. Pistons charging down court, Knicks scrambling, tension thick enough to choke on. Tim Hardaway Jr. unleashed a desperation three-pointer to try to steal the game. And clear as day, contact, enough to make anyone watching wince. No whistle, nothing, silence. And then the buzzer sounded. Knicks 94, Pistons 93. Pistons players lost their minds. Fans howled. Analysts debated until sunrise. One missed call changed a series, a season, maybe even a franchise's future. In the playoffs, heroes and villains are often created by the smallest moments. This was one of them. 5. Down 26 points. Deflated. Out of rhythm. Memphis fans were already celebrating, convinced it was over. But playoff magic doesn't follow logic. It follows heart. One stop. One three-pointer. One charge taken. The Thunder started chipping away at history, possession by possession. What started as a flicker of hope became a roaring blaze. By the fourth quarter, the momentum had flipped so violently that the Grizzlies looked like the team down 26. And when the Thunder finally completed the largest comeback in NBA playoff history, the building shook with a new kind of belief that no lead is safe, no deficit too deep when you refuse to quit. 6. Ty Jerome's half-court shock. Sometimes playoff games deliver a full game's worth of emotion in a single shot. That's exactly what happened when Ty Jerome casually pulled up from half-court to end the second quarter in Game 4 against Miami. Most players heave those shots just to beat the clock. Jerome, he launched it with purpose. And when the net snapped clean, the Cavaliers' bench exploded like they had just won the title. It wasn't just 3 points. It was a spiritual punch straight to Miami's gut. That moment told Miami everything they needed to know. That Cleveland wasn't just winning physically, they were winning psychologically too. 7. Hawkeye saves the playoffs. For years, fans screamed about missed calls ruining playoff games. But this year, technology fought back. A critical call in Timberwolves versus Lakers, overturned because cameras caught what human eyes missed. These playoffs weren't just about human greatness. They were about machine precision saving human dreams. In the tightest games, where 1 inch means a championship or heartbreak, technology proved it belongs on the biggest stage. 8. Pistons end. 15-year playoff drought. Sometimes a win is bigger than just a scoreboard number. Sometimes it's about lifting an entire city's spirit. When the Detroit Pistons finally won a playoff game, their first since 2008, by taking down the Knicks in Game 2, it felt like a championship. Fans hugged strangers. Players wept openly. After 15 straight playoff losses, the streak was dead. This wasn't just basketball. It was redemption. It was hope. For a franchise and a fan base battered by years of disappointment, that one win mattered more than 100 regular season victories ever could. 9. Thunder's 51-point Game 1 victory, where the Thunder's comeback was the storm. Their Game 1 against Memphis was the lightning strike before it, a 51-point annihilation, the largest Game 1 victory in NBA playoff history. From tip-off, Oklahoma City played like a team possessed. Fast breaks turned into violent dunks. Defensive stops turned into daggers from deep. Memphis didn't lose a basketball game that night. They suffered a demolition, the kind that makes you question everything about your team, and then some. Records shattered, legends made and broken, controversy igniting debates that will burn for years. But beyond the stats, beyond the trophies, it's about the moments, the ones that make you gasp, scream, and fall in love with the game all over again. Drop your take in the comments. Let's see whose moment truly shook the world. And if you want to ride this crazy playoff wave with us, smash that like button. Share this with every NBA fanatic you know. Subscribe to the channel and hammer that bell icon. You never know what's coming next.